What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are back in the garage with the 240. This time, nothing underneath the hood. Kind of got everything solid underneath there, thankfully. I do have a couple gremlins to work out though with the car overall. I had to go buy another VP racing jug because one I have is currently filled with E98. So need to use this other jug to fill back up the car after we're done draining the tank. So kind of knocking out a couple birds with one stone here. Got a few new parts, ordered some of the proper stuff I should have done the first time, to be honest. This goes on top of the fuel pump inside the tank. And I got some quick connect fittings for inside the tank, one there, the other one will go on the other end of this. And then the 5/16 quick connect fittings for the top hat. And then the 6 AN connectors that go on top of that, so it'll slide. If I can get this with one hand. So it quick connects like that onto there. And instead of me using like a regular 6 AN fitting, oh my God, the garage is a mess. So this is currently what I have on the end of those lines. You have to screw this into the top hat, which kind of sucks. It's really hard to get an AN wrench in there, the angle that it's at. So currently underneath here, you gotta screw those on. It'll just be much easier to have the quick connects fittings, especially with how much I've been taking this off to reroute stuff. One of the issues that I'm having is that the fuel level sensor doesn't work because I'm pretty sure the lines, like this fuel line that connects from the 525 pump to the aux port on the top hat, I'm pretty sure that line is wrapped around the fuel level sensor or the fuel float. So it's preventing the sensor from reading correctly inside the car, which is super annoying. I'm about to go on a 2,000-mile road trip with this thing. I want to make sure that the gas level is accurate. And then the other issue that I'm having is that this relay kept getting super duper hot to the point where it started smelling like it was burning, which kind of freaked me out. So I got a new relay, and these are not cheap. These are $60-some for these Hella relays. You can kind of see the heat marks on it. So I'm not sure if that was caused by maybe the line inside the tank was getting kinked, causing that relay to work harder and pulse more. It's kind of overheating it. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe it was just a bad relay, but I got a new one of those. I'm kind of a dummy. I only ordered the male side of these fittings, so I have to wait on the female ones. But while we're waiting here, I'm gonna take this jug and I'm gonna disconnect like right here where the fuel filter is. I'm gonna connect that line that goes from the 525 pump to the fuel filter. Gonna disconnect it there, put it in the end here, and then inside of this little panel here, I have that switch. And this switch will allow the pump to run while the car's not even on. Just need the battery to be connected, and then I can flip that switch and the pump will run. And then I can pump all the gas out of the tank into this jug. So then I can pull the top hat and pull the bucket out of there, redo the lines inside of there, route everything nicely, zip tie stuff out of the way. Pretty much just double checking that everything inside the tank is fine. And then I'll be adding this to the top of the fuel pump. Right now, there's just a line on top of the fuel pump. Is just sitting on there like that. And I think the angle might be too steep. Maybe that's what's kinking it. Maybe it's leaking, I don't know. But got this and we got quick connects now. So again, like I said, it's hard to get a wrench in here to even tighten these down. My AN wrench doesn't fit in here at all. But get that out of the way. That one will come off. I kind of did it the getaway. If this works, next time I drop the exhaust, which will be in Utah, I'll fix it the correct way. But just to get me by until then, these are the nuts that came on the Precision Raceworks fitting. It's marked, you know, with our little logo there. It's the same thread pitch as the old AN fittings that I was using. So I just took these hose ends off and threaded the new ones in. And it worked. It snugged down perfectly fine. Replaced those little ferrules in there. So it should be good. I didn't have to take the lines out. Don't have to drop the tank. I will also have to pull this out, obviously, so I can do all this stuff in the tank. But now the lines are prepped when I get the female sides of the bulkhead fittings. So I think it's gonna work though. I don't think it should leak, even though these are different brands. Should be good. Like I said, threads on perfectly fine and it bottoms out. So I assume it'd be fine. It got pretty snug on there, so I guess we'll find out when I start up the car. But for right now, that's how I'm gonna do it. I don't really wanna drop the tank. I don't have another jack anymore to jack up the other side to get the car level, to take off the exhaust and stuff. It's just gonna be much easier if this works. So we'll find out. If not, I'll have to do it anyways. So might as well try this first. I'll pick this video back up once the female side of the bulkhead fittings get here. There's not really anything else I can do on the car right now. I don't have anything else to do, so I don't really want to pop off that tank until I have the new bulkhead fittings for this to connect to the bottom side of this, etc. And we are back a few days later. Have both male and female fittings now, as well as just got this in the mail. This is the new Black Market Race PCV fitting. So I'll be throwing this on there as well. And then right now I've had this T fitting here, 90 bend, and then this is just capped off, but I think I'm gonna clean it up. I have this other 6AN hose laying around. It's a little bit too long, but I'm just gonna transfer this maybe to like right there and replace this line, clean this up a little bit, just kind of get the engine bay nice before Bimmer Invasion. And we'll pick right back up where we left off, where I need to use a extension and a mallet here, take this ring off, and then pull the entire fuel pump out. I'm gonna put it in this bucket here, just so I don't leak fuel everywhere. Same process as the install video that I did for this. So kind of what I thought was happening is happening. As you can see there, the hose is kind of flattened. I'm not sure if there's a better spot for this, but definitely not getting the most flow out of that hose. As you can see, it's a little bit kinked. I'm sure even with this pressed down, I'm sure it's even kinking it harder. So do need to move that for sure. Gonna get this pulled the rest of the way out and then get it onto the ground so I can start transferring some stuff over. So I guess first order of business would be to swap out these AN fittings on top for these push to connect ones. So I'm gonna do that really quick, disconnect this black hose, which goes directly to the 525 pump. And this is a much shorter black hose than this one. So hopefully it doesn't get wrapped around as much in there, and be good to go from there. I'm also gonna route these wires this way around, because right now I think it's getting caught on this fuel float. So if I wrap them this way, around this way, it won't have anything to get caught on. So I think that's my plan of attack for that, is to route these wires this way and then have this hose wrap around and meet up with those and then go up. And then the part from Precision Raceworks pops right on top of there. And then this little collar slides on and screws into the bottom of it. So like that, the fitting is on, and then we'll make the other end of this hose right here. Just have to slide this on there. These have O-rings on them, so it'll probably be fine. I'm just gonna hose clamp them anyways, just to be safe. So I'll do one end to this, and then the other end will go into the feed right there on the bottom side. Or I guess the aux is what it's called here. And then I'll reroute these lines. Alrighty, it is the next day. Tested the car yesterday, still made the smoking smell, so did not fix the issue. But we did fix the fuel level sensor issue, which was the cords wrapped around the fuel float, which I knew was happening. So I overnighted another 525 pump. At this point, I'm just throwing parts at it, to be honest. So I gotta pull apart the entire fuel hat assembly again and throw the new pump in there because I'm out of ideas of what this could be. Getting weird noises coming from here. I'll put a video up here of what it sounds like. And that sound combined with the fact that it still smells like it's smoking and it smells like an electrical fire is about to happen. Not gonna risk it, just pulling the pump out, replacing it. It was 160 bucks, something like that. Overnighted from Racetronics, so that was super clutch. I got a new fuel sock for it as well, but gotta work on getting this pump back on out of there and reassemble because we have to leave in less than a week now. So it is crunch time. And time, what was the time on that? That had to have been less than 10 minutes. Getting eerily quick at doing this. Okay, so I feel a little bit like an idiot. Trying to figure out, why this isn't working after I put the new pump in. This was kind of getting messed around. And I'm looking right here. That's melted. I pulled the wires out of it already. That was where the fire started. I knew I wasn't crazy. That is insane. I can't even pull these connectors apart. That is where the fire was coming from. I knew I smelled something. And I mean, I just replaced the pump for nothing, but I'm glad I discovered this. This is insane. Alrighty, car is fixed, thankfully. Getting ready to go race. Gonna bring the fuel jug with the E98 in it, in case we get into anything that we might need that for. So I got the car loaded up, E98, throw some gum in there, and let's go meet up with the boys. Let's go have some fun tonight. got the car clean. At the wash spot right now. Blake, Dylan. This guy's pretty cool. G82 X-Drive. Got the CSO grills on it.
If it was auto, I would fuck it.
Got a bike to race. Got a
Okay, yeah. And you pulled out the $10 per gallon fuel. That's awesome. What'd you say this was? E95?
E98.
Holy shit, bro.
It smells so good.
You pouring that whole thing in there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God forbid. That whole thing?
Yeah. We gotta get a bike.
I don't know if you need jet fuel for that, but sure, yeah, I respect it. God, it smells good. I see why people huff this shit. I'm not gonna lie. This shit smells great.
I don't know if you can put that on YouTube.
You probably can. Just beep out huff. Oh, that's a perfect thumbnail. I'm not even kidding. That's a perfect thumbnail. What bike are you racing?
Should I put the whole thing? It's a 750.
Are we dead ass? First, yeah. Let me put E98 in my car to race a 750.
I'm just trying to secure the win.
Is that who you're racing?
That'll be fun.
Oh, that's him right there.
That's it.
That's all of it?
No, that's the guy.
Oh, that's him? That doesn't sound like a 750.
I'm recording for the cops.
All right.
For the police?
Yeah, California.
It's kind of federal, pal. Did you invite this guy?
Nope. This guy's like, yeah, you ready to go to ethanol land? I'm like, no, dude, I'm not ready to go to ethanol land.
ethanol.
How much did Ryder give you after breaking
My car's
your
tuned on
intakes?
87 E10.
I didn't break my
My bad,
intake.
bro. I'm pretty sure you broke your intake.
Nah, I fix it. Oh, the phone's slipping. Is that all you wanted?
Is this a YouTube video?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3!
Full B-Series setup.